Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. This is episode 355 of the Ping Pong Flix episode. How far have we gone? So, this is a small smidgen of an update for the Birds of Prey movie. And I kind of alluded and talked about this a little bit on my live chat yesterday on Saturday. Every Saturday I have a live chat. Stephen Colbert, who runs Screen Rant, said this. So the audience test screening for Birds of Prey had people raving about it, and the internal Warner Brothers test screening seemingly had the opposite effect. So basically, all I needed to be reassured, hopefully Robbie can keep their hands off of it. And question some people ask, what does that mean? Is Warner Brothers going to trust audience's reaction, protect the director's vision, or will they panic again? Stephen Colbert replied, we will see. Low budget plus Margot having a lot of creative control are both in its favor. So basically this. There's two test screenings. One was an internal test screening, and the other one was an audience test screening. The internal Warner Brothers test screening, apparently they didn't care for it, so it's very it's divisive, I guess, divided in this sense, which is comes to a very interesting outlook of what are they going to do about that. Now, history does show that Wonder Woman, I guess Warner Brothers didn't really care for Wonder Woman, but the audience loved Wonder Woman. A lot of the fans loved Wonder Woman, and so it had the opposite effect about that. So it's very soon to see what kind of things are going to happen with this. What type of movies was Warner Brothers expecting and for them to be disappointed in it, and what kind of surprises the audience saw in this movie and quite frankly enjoyed it to that extent. And now, I don't know how extensive this audience test screening. It could have been a handful of 30 to 40, I don't know how many people who have like-minded interests in this, and just so happen to like that, even though it's random. It's I don't know how much they do about that. And I mean, I've heard situations where they do audience test screenings in many cities just to gather a good census of how people think about this, or is it literally just a group of people, rather than a large number of people? So, but seeing how Margot has a lot of creative control like this, as Stephen Colbert has said, this is her production company that is running this. The budget is lower. There's not really much expectation to grow a lot of money, even though I think any company would love to have a lot of money. Seeing how she has done in, even though the first Suicide Squad was critically panned, the money was quite well. It made a lot of money, and it didn't even open in China. And so there is something to be said about that in terms of company wondering how much it would profit, rather how popular it is. They want that critical, reception as well. But I think a lot of times they want the money. But Warner Brothers is a different creature. As Batman v Superman did make almost $900 million. That's no small feat. Yet they were so concerned with the critical nature of it that they decided to change it and got scared when it came to Justice League. So I don't know how that's going to turn out. But I don't know what this means in regards to all those spoiler plot points that Grace Randolph had talked about, which I won't talk about. It could become interesting. It could actually work out, seeing how audience likes it. But who knows at this point. I am just really eager to see a full-on trailer for the movie, just so we could see what type of plot, what is going on in this movie, what is this movie about, and just get the nature, maybe the tone, kind of how this movie is going to be portrayed. And trailers says a lot of things, and the movie turns out different, sure, but at least give a little hint than what we got in the teaser so far. And hopefully we get that this coming week when San Diego Comic-Con commences. So that's for Birds of Prey. Probably a lot more news coming out of that, and hopefully that trailer, right? So next up is the other DCEU movie that people have been dying for ever since Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was cast as Black Adam. Now there is an update today on Cinema Blend. Black Adam producer updates us on The Rock's DC superhero movie by Sean O'Connell. The DC universe seems to have straightened its path. Iconic characters like Shazam are being introduced to the growing world, while legends such as Wonder Woman and Aquaman are working on anticipated sequels. Batman even has changed the face that wears the cowl. But that doesn't mean that new stories can't be weaved into the existing DC collective. One such project that has been on the back burner at DC for some time is Black Adam, a movie that has had The Rock attached in the lead role for years. Black Adam, the character, has a connection to Shazam, so rolling him out soon makes sense. And now it seems like plans for that movie are moving ahead. Now, if you knew before, Dwayne did come out and say that originally Shazam was supposed to have fought Black Adam in the first Shazam movie, but they felt that Shazam should have his own movie and Black Adam should have his own movie in order to really work in those origins. Cinema Blend attended the world premiere of Dwayne Johnson's Hobbs and Shaw in Los Angeles and managed to speak with producer Hiram Garcia, who collaborates on all of Rock's projects, Black Adam included. When we asked him about the work that director Jaume Colette Serra is doing on Black Adam, Garcia gushed. Jaume is a real talent. He is one of my favorite directors I've ever worked with. Not only is he talented, he's an unbelievable collaborator. He's an amazing visionary. And what we have in store with Black Adam and for the fans, I am so excited inside. Inside, I take pride as being a fanboy. I started out as a fanboy before I became a producer, so I hold on to that DNA. His vision for what we want to do with Black Adam is fantastic. So that deal's almost closed. He's ready to go, and I think fans are going to be really happy. It slipped my mind that Jaume Colette Serra was even attached to Black Adam. It feels like the movie has changed hands numerous times, but the Shallows and Nonstop director just wrapped Disney's Jungle Cruise with Dwayne Johnson, so he apparently has a chemistry with The Rock that Warner Brothers hopes to mine. And the other thing is just kind of fluffing that. But so it is almost pretty much done, and I think it will work out. Seeming as he's worked with Jaume Colette Serra before, successfully booked the movie, made the movie, and shot it and everything. So it seems like this will be the case where Jaume Colette Serra is indeed going to be directing Black Adam, unless there's unforeseen things that happen later on with that. So it's moving along quite nicely. But the question is, that's fine, that's great, but when is Shazam gonna fight Black Adam? And according to Zachary Levi, it's not going to be for a while. This is on comicbook.com by Cameron Bonamolo. Zachary Levi says crossover with Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam will happen in Shazam 3, not 2, 3. Zachary Levi's Shazam and Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam won't clash until Shazam 3, sometime after Studio Warner Brothers launches Johnson's own DC Extended Universe set solo franchise. I can say that as far as I know, Black Adam is not going to be in the second Shazam because the idea is that they want to go and do a standalone Black Adam movie first, Levi said during Germany's CCXP Cologne convention. And then it would kind of be, if we do a third Shazam and a second Black Adam, kind of parallel like that, that's where we would meet. Black Adam has been Shazam's arch enemy for decades, first emerging during the time the magic-powered superhero was known as the original Captain Marvel. Because Black Adam draws his powers from the Egyptian gods, similar to teen Billy Batson being endowed with the power of the Greek gods when selected as a champion of an ancient wizard, Teth Adam is the ultimate adversary for Shazam. According to Levi, the franchise would peak if a crossover happened prematurely. Which I don't think it would, but because he's like the ultimate bad guy for Captain Marvel, Shazam, like Shazam and Black Adam, they're doppelgangers, right? The evil twin to who I am. So that's got to be like the final battle, Levi said. If we do that in the second movie, then where do we go after that? It would just be a movie of us sitting around playing video games for the third one. That would be very boring, or not. Laughs. I'm very interesting video game player. So yeah, I think that's the idea. We'll definitely cross over. The plan is to get there, but just to pace it out. However, it needs to pace out. Johnson's 7 Bucks Productions producing partner Hiram Garcia early explained the decision was made to hold off on having Shazam and Black Adam meet because the filmmakers didn't want to compromise either of them by cramming them both into the same movie. That is interesting indeed, and I am kind of disappointed by that fact because they won't begin filming Black Adam until the first half of 2020. And by the time you see, Shazam 2 is expected to go underway in late spring or early summer 2020. By the time you get Shazam 3, it'll be 2021, possibly 2022, depending on what. I'm just saying the kids aren't getting any younger. I mean, Billy, when you're young, you hit puberty, you grow faster and quicker than adults could, right? Adults will. So in that sense, I'm kind of hoping and wondering how far they're gonna milk this until they realize that the kids are looking very much older. And if they're going into the college years, it's fine. But if they wanted to keep that magic with having a child turn into a superhero, a larger superhero, that they got to work fast in terms of that. And I think I understand Shazam 2 being with that whole that villain that was the caterpillar, the villain that was in Shazam 1. That was hinted at. I could understand that, but Black Adam, him saying that after they introduced Black Adam, they can't go anywhere after that. I don't think that's true. I think they could really go farther than that. Possibly working together. Doesn't have to be a Shazam villain. He's thinking small scale. He's thinking within the Shazam Captain Marvel universe, but there literally is anything they could tap out within the DCEU. Bring Superman in, like I said, do all of those kinds of things. They really have to expand on that idea. Instead of thinking that Black Adam is like the next Thanos, but only for the Shazam universe. I really believe Shazam 2 could really bring this up together, and then Shazam 3, but I don't know. We'll see how it works out. I'm just really hoping that the kids they're working quickly quickly so that when the kids are at a good age to see that difference between young and innocence to a superhero. I want to see that that same magic that happened in the first Shazam movie. But who am I, right? I don't know. I don't have any plans. I have no idea what they're planning. But those are my thoughts on any case. But I am still excited to see Shazam going up against Black Adam. I am also excited at a possibility, and I think with the Garcias being involved, and they're the agents for Henry Cavill as well, there is a very strong possibility that Superman will show up. They hinted at him. He is already introduced to Billy Batson, introduced to Shazam. So he's within the Shazam universe. Albeit it wasn't Henry Cavill, his face, but they introduced Superman, the character, within that universe. So it's not like they're going to have to pull him in. They've already pulled him in that sense. They've already put him in the actual Shazam movie. So the easiness of having him come in further later on would be up to the Garcias and the storytellers and what they want to do with Henry Cavill and how they're going to fit him in without him outshining Shazam, like how they are always concerned with, just like Supergirl. In the Supergirl TV shows, they're concerned that Superman will outshine Supergirl in that sense. They don't want that to happen. And I believe that's kind of what their ideas are about how not happening. And they could totally do that. They could have Superman come in, go toe to toe with Black Adam, realizing that he has a weakness towards magic, and it really is up to Shazam to take down Black Adam in that sense. So it could work. It could really work, and I'm really looking forward to it. And even Dwayne Johnson had already hinted that he can take down Superman. He's going to take down Superman. Let him do it. And I think him is being the champion for all this, making Black Adam probably successful, Shazam too successful. It could really happen, and that's something to be excited about right now. Even though I would love Superman in the actual DCEU, in the other, having his own Superman. But if he's going to have to be like a cameo once in a while, a sub character for a while, even for a Supergirl movie, and when I mean sub character, like co-starring for a while, yeah, I'm fine with that. But having Superman is a big key, and really putting that faith back into the fandom, the DCEU fandom, who really misses him since, I don't know, Batman v Superman. Yeah, I didn't say Justice League because Justice League has been tampered with. It has been tampered with for a long time. And it's great to see little bits and pieces of the actual Snyder Cut of Justice League come out, whether it be actual photographs or whether it be actual video and clips or behind the scenes. And Fabian, I'm saying his name wrong, am I? Fabian Wagner, latest Instagram the other day, yesterday probably, Instagram showed behind the scenes in great behind the scenes of Superman, and of Clark with Lois in Smallville, and then of Clark also fighting the League in the Heroes Memorial. That is great. I want to see more Superman, and he's kind of like just giving us just a little bit more. Superman scenes is probably, even though he's not too much in the movie, although J. Oliva said he's really in the third act, we've really never saw that, because a lot of the scenes you see in the third act, he's got that lip issue, right? A lot of the scenes you see in the Memorials part, he's got that lip issue as well. Especially the parts where he's talking. So there's so much that they've taken out, and it was really curious what was so wrong about his Henry Cavill's character during the Snyder Cut that they couldn't just take that and put it into the theatrical Justice League. Why did they have to reshoot it so much? Especially one like this where he was going to have First Flight 2.0. Zack Snyder had veroed out the storyboard where he's going to fly into the sky. It's going to be a symbol of hope. He's back. He's smiling. Why? Why would you cut that out? So it boggles my mind, the lengths they went through to really destroy this movie, to really destroy the Superman character. And I am baffled to see. I'm excited to see a lot of behind the scenes, but I'm also baffled to realize how much was taken away from us, how much was taken away from the fans, taken away from Zack Snyder and his family and his cast and crew. And that's why this whole release of Snyder Cut is so important. It goes beyond the movie. It's like justice for everybody that was involved with that, and for art itself. And that's why this whole release of Snyder Cut fundraiser, it has been in an incredible event. It has been an incredible journey for everything, and how much we've raised for the suicide awareness and prevention. Mick D put this out, and I'm posting it right here. Check it out. This is an incredible achievement for us, and I think this is something that the Snyder Cut movie can't have any backlash against, because if you are, then you're a dick, because Look at how much Zack Snyder and DC fans have raised over $106,000 for suicide awareness and prevention. We had the Justice Pledge of $800 in March of 2018, the 5 for 5 and $1,600 in July of 2018, $2,300 for that DC Film Fans charity T-shirts for the AFSP in September 2018. Out of the Darkness 2400, November 2018. Released the Snyder Cut banner flight was over 800, almost $900, November 2018. All the gods, my God. January 2019, because of Zack Snyder, he put out that shirt design, $82,000 for that one. Project Comic-Con, $14,000. Release a Snyder Cut Comic-Con t-shirt, $1,400. All that adds up to $106,000 to the suicide awareness and prevention. That is an incredible achievement for fandom. You know, we've done this. This is not like hiring James Gunn again. This is not something that we want to renew another season. This is something more. This is the movie. Yes, half of it's the movie. The other half is showing support for what had happened to Zack Snyder's daughter. This all stems from that, and so that for other people who are out there who are in need of help, who are depressed, who needs to call somebody, they can call the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. The lines will stay open, and that's what we're raising it for. In honor of Autumn Snyder, and in honor of Zack Snyder, cast and crew, and everybody who was involved in the Justice League, and them releasing it is to help other movies have that not happen again, to help against these studios who can go behind the director's back and do this, and go behind the incredible talent that they've had and create an abomination. Again, we're going to stop that from happening. This is what the Snyder Cut is all about, including everything with the suicide prevention as well. So an incredible achievement, and tomorrow is a new day. Project Comic-Con, your team has done a fantastic job to the Project Comic-Con team. Every single one of you, I've got to applaud. Thank you so much for doing this for the entire fandom. The time has arrived. This is a new update by Will Rowlands. Tomorrow, thanks to all your generosity, the billboard level 2 and the bus wrap level 4 goes live. They will update Twitter and Facebook and everywhere. Pics for all of you, and I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see the billboard. I can't wait to see the bus wrap. And I hope this, media, the newspapers, the trades, bloggers, whoever will take an opportunity to look at that, write about that, and recognize the achievement Project Comic-Con has done, for the release of Snyder Cut fandom has done, for the Snyder Cut, for artistic creatives integrity, for Zack Snyder cast and crew, for everyone, for everybody who ever needed help, being depressed, and you need to call somebody. This is all for the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention as well. Congratulations, Project Comic-Con. Congratulations, Snyder fans. Congratulations to release the Snyder Cut. And Warner Brothers, please listen. Look at what's happening right now and see that this movement is an important piece of Hollywood history. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.